Manchester United exploring a £50 million deal for Martin Zubimendi. Jadon Sancho to PSG advancing. Bruno Fernandes apparently will not be sold this summer, and a massive update on Richard Rios to Manchester United. These are some of the stories we will be discussing this lunchtime. But before we get into that, please do me one small favour. Smash a like on today's video. Let's try and see 1,000 likes on this episode. And if this is your first time watching, please do subscribe to the channel. I'm live every single day at 8:30, 1:30 and 6 PM UK time. If you want to keep up to date with all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk, this is the best way to do it. So make sure you subscribe, get involved. Everyone is welcome. Right, let's start the show off by talking about Bruno Fernandes then, shall we? Because we've had some more reports coming out from France in the last couple of hours, specifically from L'Equipe, which is one of the better French newspapers. And they're reporting that apparently Bruno Fernandes is not a priority signing for PSG this summer. They say that he is admired and he is somebody that is of interest to them, but effectively they feel like he'll be too much money for PSG to be able to spend this year. Obviously, we all know that they're about to sign João Neves for 75 million euros. So if they were then going to have to go and spend probably 100 million euros on Bruno, it's just not realistic for them. It does confirm that they are interested in him, but at the point of recording this video, they think he's too expensive. They've expressed their interest, but they've said, you know what, we're not going to be able to afford the money you're looking for. Obviously, he's on big wages as well. And with João Neves coming in, they can't really spend 200 million euros on two players in their midfield. So it looks like Bruno Fernandes will stay at the club. He most likely will be given a new contract as well. This has been reported earlier on today that apparently Manchester United's priority is as soon as the window closes, they want to offer him a new contract. He will become the highest earning player at Manchester United, earning over £350,000 a week. The current highest earner is Casemiro. And I want you to let me know, how do you feel about this? Do you think Bruno Fernandes deserves a new contract? Do you think he should become the highest earning player? Let me know in the comment section below. My view is simple. Yes, 100%. He is our best player. He's never injured. He gets the most assists, the most goals. He's hardworking. He's the captain. And he should definitely be rewarded for that. So I'd have no issue with Bruno Fernandes becoming the highest earning player. Now, I would hope that Casemiro goes this summer, which would bring our highest earner down to Rashford, which I think is 300k a week. I think 300 should be the absolute limit at Manchester United. Unless you're bringing in like an Mbappe or a Haaland or, you know, somebody who is literally the best in the world, then nobody should be earning over 300k a week. Remember, we finished 8th last season. Like, that doesn't warrant a 300k a week contract. So I hope that the Saudi clubs come back in for Casemiro. He'll then effectively leave, and it would mean that we could give Bruno around 300 a week, which would be the same as Rashford, and I think probably is fair. He's on 250 a week now. He definitely deserves a new deal if anybody does in the team. But you can let me know what you think. Maybe you disagree. Maybe you think it's time to move him on. Maybe you think, you know, we need to look for a younger option. Let me know. He is 30 next month. So I'll be keen to see what you guys all think about Bruno Fernandes. Moving on from that, though, I want to talk about Martin Zubimendi and more reports coming out from Spain and from England in the last couple of minutes that apparently Manchester United are now looking at signing Martin Zubimendi. He's been added to their list. They've sent scouts to go and see him. He is seen as an alternative to Manuel Ugarte. He's got a release clause of £50 million, which I think is probably reasonable. He reminds me of like a Sergio Busquets type player. He's very, very good. Perfect CDM, would be absolutely amazing in this Manchester United team. And I think effectively, if Manchester United can't get Manuel Ugarte for the price they want, which is around £35 million, then they probably will go for Martin Zubimendi, you know, because at the moment, PSG want 70 million euros for Manuel Ugarte, which is absolutely ridiculous. There is an expectation that a deal will be struck between United and PSG, but as it stands at the moment, PSG are holding out for 70 million euros, which is about £62 million. And Man United see Zubimendi as an alternative, somebody who has this release clause, but apparently would be able to leave for a little bit less than that. So you might be able to get Zubimendi for like around 35, 40 million. That's what's being reported today. So yeah, we'll wait and see what happens with that one. You can let me know, who would you prefer, Zubimendi or Manuel Ugarte? Let me know in the comment section below. I'll be honest, I'd be pretty happy with either of them. I think they're both good players, and I think it does all just boil down to money. It depends on how difficult PSG are going to be to negotiate. If they're just saying 70 million, 70 million, 70 million, then I think we just walk away and go for Zubimendi. But You know, if PSG do bring the price down and we can get him for around 40, 50 million tops, I think Manuel Ugarte would be a good option. So that's my take on it. But as always, you can let me know your thoughts. Who would you prefer, Martin Zubimendi or Manuel Ugarte? Let me know in the comment section below. The next story I've got for you is on Jadon Sancho. So this, again, is being reported by L'Equipe, very reliable French outlet, saying that apparently Jadon Sancho really likes the prospect of joining PSG this summer. Apparently personal terms won't be an issue. Apparently PSG have contacted Jadon Sancho's camp. So it'll be interesting to see how these talks go. But from what's being reported today from L'Equipe, apparently he effectively has given the green light to move to PSG. And all that needs to happen now is that Manchester United would need to agree a fee with PSG. Now, the obvious thing for me here is, right, Jadon Sancho, we bought him for 73 million 2 seasons ago. I would say he's probably worth 40, 50 million pounds. PSG wants 70 million euros for Manuel Ugarte. Well, let's just do a swap deal. You can have Jadon Sancho and we can have Manuel Ugarte. And I'd be happy with that. A Sancho-Manuel Ugarte swap deal would be absolutely perfect. We'd be clearing a massive amount of wages from our wage book. He's on about 350k a week, Sancho. So when you think that that's 20 million saved in wages each year, and Manuel Ugarte only earns about 100k a week at PSG, I think we'd actually be getting the better deal there, to be honest. So hopefully Man United get this one over the line because, you know, they want our player, we want their player. We can't agree a fee for Manuel Ugarte. Let's just do a swap. So, and then Sky Sports are coming out as well, confirming that apparently PSG are interested in signing Jadon Sancho. It says there hasn't been a formal bid yet made, but the clubs are exploring the conditions of the deal. And apparently his agent is speaking to PSG. So that's coming out from Sky Sports. It does go on to say, though, that apparently Juventus, Dortmund and an unnamed Premier League club are also trying to sign Jadon Sancho. Well, we know that Juventus don't have any money. We know that Dortmund don't have any money. And obviously we don't know who this unnamed club is. So at the moment, PSG is the best option. It does, however, say that apparently Jadon Sancho will most likely go on the preseason tour. That sets off tomorrow to America. So I don't think Sancho to PSG is going to be like a today or tomorrow type deal. It'll be one that will be part of the Manuel Ugarte negotiations and could drag on for a while. So yeah, that's where we are with Jadon Sancho. Moving on from that, though, I want to talk a little bit about this Richard Rios. Hopefully I've said his name right. Obviously, there was a story that came out a couple of days ago saying that Manchester United was set to make a bid for this Richard Rios guy. I'm not going to lie to you. I'd never heard of him before a couple of days ago. 24 years of age. He's Brazilian. Sorry, he's Colombian, but he plays football in Brazil. There was murmurs saying that Man United thought they could get him for like 15 million, right? But apparently the club he plays for now, which is Palmeiras, have come out publicly saying that they're only going to sell him this summer if someone meets his release clause. His release clause is 75 million. I mean, I don't know what planet they're living on. This guy, even the biggest football fans in the world probably didn't know who this player was until like a week ago, right? He's playing football in the Brazilian league at the moment. He's 24. He's not like he's a young player, you know, like a Vinny Jr. or a Rodrigo who's like a generational talent. He's in his mid-20s and most people had never heard of him. And they're saying we want 75 million. Now, I think this is just his agent trying to get him a move to somewhere, and we'll probably see him move to, you know, Italy or Spain in the next couple of weeks for a lot less than 75 million pounds. But yeah, I'm not really too fussed on this player. You know, I think we should be focusing on Manuel Ugarte and Zubimendi and Amrabat as a backup because, like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this guy's world class and I've just missed out on it. But I've never heard anybody mention this guy's name. I've never seen a news story about him. Like, I've heard nothing about this player until like a week ago. And the thing we have to remember is around Man United is obviously our name is constantly used to drive up interest in players. So this Richard Rios guy, he's obviously being linked to Manchester United to try and bump up his price. It's clear to see. The same happened last year, didn't it, with that Brazilian striker? I can't remember what his name is, but he ended up moving to Benfica for like 20 million euros. And we were linked to him all summer. It looked like he was going to sign. We were going to pay big money for him. I can see the guy's face in my head, but I can't remember his name. But yeah, Marcus Leonardo, that was it. Marcus Leonardo. Do you remember? We talked about him all last summer, that he's joining Man United. They've agreed a deal. The agent's done this. The agent's done that. And in the end, he moved to Benfica for like not very much money at all. So yeah, I think this is another example of this. You know, it's the Brazilian clubs trying to bump up the price of their assets. Yeah, so this Marcus Leonardo guy moved last summer for 18 million euros, which is like what, 12 million pounds. Exactly the same, I think, with this Richard Rios. But yeah, so I'm not bothered about that. I'm not going to be upset that they want 75 million. I think it's just, a negotiation tactic, and we're probably not even interested in them anyway. But yeah, you can let me know what you think. Maybe you genuinely think this guy is the next best thing, but yeah, I don't know enough about him really. But that's everything I've got planned for this lunchtime show. It's just a little lunchtime catch up. I will be back at 6 p.m. for a longer live show. If you have enjoyed today's video, please do me a small favor and smash a like before you leave. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. This has been Daily Red Devil. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll speak to you all on the next one. Bye for now.